Most people start their SaaS business with a random Gmail account, no infrastructure, no domain, nothing. They just raw dog it. And this makes everything so hard in the long run. So in today's video, what I'm going to be showing you guys is how I run my SaaS company and I keep costs near zero. I'm showing you guys everything from the tools that I use, the exact prices that I'm paying while being and appearing professional to customers and to other companies. My name is Subki and this is episode 2 of my series of building a $1,000 a month SaaS business. So this series consists of 4 parts. If you guys don't know, I've been doing this for months, and in those 4 episodes, I want to catch you guys up to what I'm currently doing, which is building and shipping new products. I'm doing this because there's so much to learn in these beginning stages, and this is where a lot of people are confused. They don't know where to start. So you can literally watch these videos and copy this to the T, step by step. And in the last episode, I showed you guys how I started my company and making a bank account for that company. The next 2 episodes will be about some miscellaneous things that you need to sign up your business for, and tips for building, shipping, and refactoring product. So no matter what stage you're at, you can always learn. And that last video will be basically an ongoing process that's going to be going on for the rest of your life as a business owner. You're always going to be either building, or you're going to be in the process of shipping a product. Or if you've already shipped a product, well, you're going to always be refactoring it and making sure it's better. After those 4 episodes are done, I'll see where I'll take it from there. You know, we're all on that journey to make $1,000 a month with our SaaS business. So either I'm going to work on some current products, maybe make some new products. You guys also let me know in the description what you want down below, and let's just get started with this video. My strategy is to keep costs as low as humanly possible. Then if there's income, then I'll scale accordingly. This works well for me because I have background in computer science. So for me, I'm willing to do things from scratch to save money and not have it be managed by other people. But nowadays, anybody can learn these basics with AI. So you guys can literally follow along and copy exactly what I'm doing if you want to keep your costs low. Or for you, you might have to tweak it a little bit and pay a little bit more money to get some of the stuff managed for you. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but it might be worth it for you to ship product quicker, right? Today, we're going to be discussing the 5 main things you need when first starting your company. All right, so you followed episode 1 and now you have your company. First thing you want to do, number 1, you want to go and make a Gmail dedicated to your company. So the point of this is to have an email address that's going to be like an anchor for your company. Personally, I use Gmail because I know that it's safe, I know that it's reliable, and I know that it's always going to be on. So obviously you're going to want to have your own custom email address, but let's say, God forbid, you like miss a payment or something and your domain gets taken away, well, all that gets stripped, right? So you need to have that anchor kind of Gmail address with a reputable email provider, and you will use that inbox to sign up for anything that's legal and any account recovery, right? So everything else from now on that you're gonna sign up for your primary infrastructure, you're gonna be signing up with that Gmail address. All right, second thing you need a domain. A domain is the most overpowered thing you can have as a business. Number 1, of course, like the usual, you'll be able to host your website on it, show your services. But in case you guys didn't know, you also have an unlimited amount of subdomains with your domain. Let's say I own subkey.com. I can put anything before it. So I can put like mo.subkey.com. I can put anything before that subdomain, and I can host a variety of different things with different code names, right? So I like to give my projects a code name, and I'm hosting everything on that one domain before committing to buying another domain. All right, so let's hop on the computer. I'm going to show you guys how to get your own domain and make sure you get it for the cheapest, lowest price. All right, guys, we're on the computer right now. And as you guys can see, I use Cloudflare for my domains. So this, if you write in your browser domains.cloudflare.com, you'll see this. So as you guys see now, if I look up subkey.com, so it's taken in this case, but they do show me a lot of other recommendations for it. Go for a .com. If you can't find a .com, go for a .co, and they do have .cos. And as you guys can see, they sell everything at cost. So the cost of a .com is actually, it costs them $10.46. So they're not making no money off of you. In the long run, you're paying way less, right? I would rather invest $11 the first year and then invest $11 every following year than to go to another provider that charges $1 for a domain. Then next year, what they'll do, they'll just price hike you up to $20. So then over 2 years, you pay $21 with this one. Then the third year, you're going to have paid $41. Versus with Cloudflare, over 3 years, I'll pay $30, right? $33. And then this keeps it way cheaper, right? So they do have a restriction though. You can only use their name servers. So this, in my opinion, is not even a restriction. Any domain that I've gotten, and I've gotten domains outside of Cloudflare, I have always switched them to Cloudflare directly. So they provide your infrastructure with DDoS protection, with reverse proxies, so people can't see the IP of your services directly. They will go through Cloudflare's IPs first. It's just amazing for security, reliability. And if you guys don't know, just recently, Cloudflare just defended over a 7.3 terabyte per second DDoS attack for 45 whole seconds. DDoS has the best protection in literally the whole world. I don't think there's a better provider They're literally completely free to begin with. You just buy the domain for the cost. They're not making no money off of you. It's a no-brainer, dude. All right, guys, so the third essential that you need for your company is custom email addresses. So we already have our anchor email address with Gmail, but now we need to expand out so we can have better customer support and we can look more professional. Custom emails is one of those things I do not host myself from scratch because there's a lot of reachability issues with it. If you're the one hosting your own, it's called an SMTP server, then your trustability will be low. So a lot of providers like Outlook will literally straight up only send you to spam right away. So you don't want that, especially you're communicating with these big companies. You're trying to make deals, you're trying to look professional, so you have to go with a reputable provider. All right, so when picking a provider, me personally, I look for three things. Number one, I look to be able to put a lot of domains on it. Number two, I look to have a lot of inboxes. And last but not least, obviously most importantly, I want it to be as cheap as possible. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use. Let's hop on the computer. It's a hidden gem, right? Nobody on YouTube, I literally barely see anybody on YouTube talking about this platform, but I'm gonna show it to you guys right now. I've been using it for months. All right, guys, we're on the computer again now. And as you guys can see, I use Purely Mail for my mail services. As they show here, they host you your email addresses, let you bring your own domains, and they even have IMAP and POP3 compatibility, which if you guys don't know what that is, you can actually put that email address on your phone on like your Gmail app. When you're signing in, the last option, it will show IMAP or like custom, right? You can literally put these email addresses on your phone, which is literally such an amazing feature to have. And all of this for the low price of $10, guys, $10 a year. If you compare these to Google Workspace, like I'm showing here, look at these prices, man. The cheapest is $10 a month per user, which is like $120 a year for one user, one email address. And here for Microsoft, $30 a month per user, per custom email. That's literally $360 a year. With Purely Mail, you get to put your own custom domains. Not only one, you can put as many custom domains as you want. You get to make unlimited amount of users. All of that for the low price of $10, dude. Like, I just genuinely don't get it. Even if you compare them to the cheapest providers, Zoho is $12, but even they charge you per user. As you guys can see, like literally $5 per user per month. Even this $1 per user per month, dude. I have literally like over 20 users because I have an email address for each one of my projects. I have like a bunch of different inboxes for media. I have like a whole structure for my email addresses so that I can scale in the future very easily, right? Look at my billing. I've been using this since July. I'm literally running an organization, a business, multiple products on that same through that same $10. I've been doing it since July. I've only used $7.30. If you go down here, put your billing mode to advanced. So the only difference here is that with the normal mode, you don't have any, like you technically have no limits, right? They will cap you if you use like over the $10 by a big amount, right? But that also means that the way they calculate your $10 usage is a little bit less conservative. With advanced pricing, they literally show you exactly how many cents, like by the cent. But that means that when your $10 is done, right? Let's get back to the cameraman. I'm gonna show you guys the fourth most important thing you need when starting your company. Before we continue, guys, I want to thank everyone for their amazing support and reception on the first episode. We even got a few people starting to join in the Discord down below. So make sure you join the Discord down below and you can meet all types of entrepreneurs. So with that being said, let's continue the video. All right, guys, we're at the camera now and we're getting real deep. So the fourth must have for your company. So I recommend anybody that's starting a SaaS business, development business, any of those, I recommend you guys get a Linux server. This is where you'll host everything, right? You'll host your websites for your products. You can make your own APIs. You can host databases on there. That's the best thing about Linux, right? Is that the amount of freedom you have, you can literally turn your server into basically anything. Now, I will be honest, this is technically demanding. You do need to have knowledge in how to use the technology, like how to use Linux, how to use a terminal. But you can easily learn this with AI, especially now. AI can literally make all your Docker scripts and tell you what technologies to use, and you can literally go like baby steps. You can literally tell it like, tell me where to press on my screen. That's the best thing about ChatGPT and AI. It's like you have a teacher right in front of you, right? So obviously you guys know home labbing. You can literally grab any old laptop you have laying around and use that as your server. I don't recommend this because it puts your home network at risk, right? So that's why I say that having a server, it's cheap and it's safe computing. Now for buying a server, I recommend you guys all browse around and see the cheapest price for you, right? I'm gonna show you guys what I'm using. Again, none of this is sponsored, but let's do it, man. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, I use a provider called Racknerd. The best thing about it is I've noticed you always have that little tab at the top that shows you deals, right? And you guys can literally see today is January 1st, 2026, and they literally still have Black Friday sales up, right? So they always have like some sort of sales going on. But go down here, and this timer, for the most part, I've never found it to be real. Literally, like it's always fake. Let's go down here. So this right here is all their deals, and these prices are literally yearly. So you can see here, the cheapest one is cost you $10 a year, less than $1 a month, right? Most other VPSs you'll be paying on a monthly basis, right? I'm the type of guy, I like paying just for 1 year and forgetting about it and then renewing later. So I paid, I believe, either it was the $30 or the $45, but I got 3.5 gigabytes, right? I didn't even get 4 gigabytes. So now the prices are even better. You can host like 20 websites easy, other services, APIs. You can literally host like 50 things on there, no problem. You won't have any issue. And as I told you guys, my strategy, right? If a product is doing so well that it's putting stress on a server like this, then what I'll do is I'll just move it to something bigger. Or obviously, if it's growing really, really quickly, that's the only reason you would need something like Amazon Web Services, so it can grow with you, right? People are going out there spending like ridiculous amounts of money on Amazon Web Services, Azure Cloud. This stuff is not needed. Just do it yourself, and you learn a lot from having your own server. And this stuff will literally help you across your whole career. I do personally think that 6 gigabytes is a little bit overkill, but let's say like you have already a big audience of people and you know that your products are gonna get used quick. You can probably invest in a 6 gigabyte, but 4 gigabytes will literally do plenty as well. Now, the best thing about having a VPS like this is you can literally play around with it and mess it up, wipe the VPS and re-download the operating system on it, all from your dashboard, right? So don't be scared about messing up. Get your hands a little dirty, you know what I mean? And let's move on to the last thing that you need. Alright guys, so last but not least, I'm going to show you guys some of the tools that I use to speed up my development process. And I have a tip for you guys. I'll leave it for after we finish the video. It'll help you guys save even more money. So I have 4 tools for you guys that I personally use to speed up my development process. Starting with number 1, it's Supabase. I personally use it for their database and their authentication. And the reason why is because they have such a generous free tier. I personally never had to pay for any of their services. They handle all the complex cybersecurity aspects of your project, like storing user passwords, password reset, and they connect with like so many different providers. They have like the main ones are Google, Apple, they have GitHub, they have a bunch of other ones. So if you don't know about them, check them out and make sure you actually learn how to use them and all their tools, because they're really powerful and they can literally bring your product to the next level. Number 2, and I know you guys definitely saw this one coming with the way I've been talking about it so much, ChatGPT Plus. And the reason why I recommend you get the Plus over using the free version is exclusively that you're able to give a screenshot. So what I like to do when I'm learning something new, I would literally go and screenshot my whole screen and tell it exactly what do I press, what do I change. If you have any friends or family that already have a ChatGPT Plus subscription, I recommend that you try and leech off of them. You can actually split the price of it between 2 people, right? Or even between more people. If you're not able to do that, or you're already paying for ChatGPT Plus by yourself, I recommend that you switch it over to being a business expense, because there's literally no business that I think is not justifiable to have ChatGPT Plus as a business expense. And we'll move on to the third tool that you need. So there's Cursor, Copilot, and Cloud Code. Having an AI inside of your IDE speeds up your work so much. If you're a student, check if you can apply for Cursor or GitHub Copilot for free. If you're not a student, right, and you're already gonna pay for coding AI, then I recommend you go with Cloud Code. With that being said, last tool, number 4, I haven't been using it, but I really want to start using it soon, is those quick app builders, right? So you have like Lovable, V0. There's even ones now for apps such as Rocket.new. Now, all these are not sponsored, and I personally haven't tried them out. If they're really trash, don't come back to me, but I've seen people pump out a bunch of prototypes in almost no time and validate it and then code it with Cursor or with Claude. Alright guys, before I go on to the cost now, the tip that you guys have all been waiting for, if you follow the steps of this video properly, you'd be able to make an unlimited amount of inboxes. Make an inbox for every single one of your products before actually buying a domain and committing to it, right? That way you can sign up to Supabase, you can sign up to any APIs that you use with that custom email address. Because most of these APIs, they actually have a limit on how many like projects you can make and how much usage you can have per account. So if you're able to split each one of your projects into an account of its own, that way you'd be able to pump out way more product using the free tiers. All right guys, so now the most awaited part of the video, the costs. I'm gonna go over everything I personally pay to keep my company running. It's obviously gonna be more than that because I already have products out that I'm paying a little bit more for, but for the most part, this is how much it actually costed me to start my own company after the incorporation fees. All right, so I'm paying $10.46 for a .com domain, $10 on the dot for emails, and $29.98 for the VPS, like the server, which brings the total to a staggering $50.44. That just goes to show you how little amount of money you actually need to pay to stay professional and keep a company running. I'll always be building in public on my X account, which will be at DLSubkey. So you can follow it here. The most important thing is join the Discord down below. We already have our first users joining, and there you, yes, you can literally meet like-minded entrepreneurs from all different types of field, like software, design, marketing, and you might even find your co-founder down below. So I truly believe that we can all help each other out and we can benefit and gain a lot of knowledge from each other's skills. And enjoy, guys.